Let's take a little time and talk about personalized learning in our next generation learning plan. Personalized learning is an important aspect of any next generation learning model, but it is often misunderstood. This vending machine is a great way to think about personalized learning. The vending machine offers variety and choice, but within certain parameters. All you can buy from this vending machine are the cold beverages shown here through the window. My experience is personalized because I can control when I buy a drink and what drink I choose. But imagine for a second that I didn't want to buy a cold drink from this machine. What would the owners of this machine need to consider? They would probably need to expand their options. Like this. The more options they provide, the more likely it is that I become their customer, which is, of course, good for their sales. It is important to note here that the company did not have to abandon its core business in order to pull me into the experience. Rather, it had to expand options in order to attract a wider range of customer. Sometimes people hear personalized learning and think it's a free-for-all. But that is not the case. Personalized learning does not ask students if they want to learn, but rather how they want to learn, how they want to demonstrate mastery, and how they want to reach our academic content standards in their way, in their time. But even this notion of flexible choice within parameters is revolutionary in many formal school settings. Let's take another look at how we can think about personalized learning. This is a map of the Los Angeles rail system, all the way out on the west coast of the United States. Think of this map as a traditional formal education system. If I want to get from here to here, my path is clear. I hop on the blue line. At this point, I can continue traveling north on the blue line, or I could head east or west on the green line. This is a great system if you live up here in Pasadena and you're heading straight to downtown Los Angeles. Getting to the airport isn't even that difficult. From Pasadena to the airport, it's just yellow line, red line, blue line, green line, and you're there. But what if you're trying to get here? Or here? Or this place way out here covered by the legend? The reality is, this kind of rigid, inflexible system only works for certain kinds of people going to certain locations. Everyone else is on their own. Now let's contrast the Los Angeles rail system with the Tokyo subway system, seen here. I can't necessarily pronounce the names of all these places, but I do know that there are literally dozens of ways to arrive at this destination. Each one has its strengths and weaknesses, but each rider can personalize the experience based on what he or she wants and needs. It is important to note here that while the system may seem incredibly more complex than the LA rail system, it is still following the same rules and guidelines. Trains still leave from predetermined locations and make prearranged stops. Riders get on and off as needed. The difference in the system is that riders have more control over how they ride and where they go. They are able to personalize their paths to meet their needs. So, what will personalized learning look like for next generation learners? Will we still have classrooms as we have in the past? Of course we will. This is a tried and true instructional method that works for many students in many situations. But we also have to consider some students might learn better through experiential learning. Some students might learn better online through synchronous or asynchronous coursework. There's no way to tell exactly which path a student will follow as she moves through the educational experience. What is important to remember is all students will need great teachers and strong mentors to help them make the best decisions. As next generation educators, our responsibility is to continue to establish pathways that increase students' access to the world-class knowledge and skills that they will need in order to be successful in the future. And just as we know that no two students are identical, we will never assume there is only one right path to reach a destination. Although it is just one principle in the design of a next generation learning program, personalized learning is important because it reminds us that the student should be at the center of all program decisions and plans. We look forward to seeing all the pathways to success you will establish for students in the coming years.